Welcome everyone to our Keeper Chat today. We thought we would be some Thanksgiving themed and do a Keeper Chat on Franklin today. So Keeper Grace here with Keeper Eric, as well as Franklin, our Narragansett turkey. We'll get a better look at Franklin. So Franklin lives in our goat yard area with the chickens in the chicken coop. But he gets to go on walks. We take him on walks around the zoo. I've been training him so that we can use him as an education animal here at Miller Park Zoo so that we can take him to classrooms and things. I think he's almost there. We just have to work out a little thing about yellow. He loves yellow things. But let me tell you a little bit of history about this particular turkey breed. So like most of our domestics here at Miller Park Zoo, he is a heritage breed. Heritage breed means that they are an endangered domestic animal. So just like our cow, our Randall lineback cow, we have our San Clemente Island goats, various chicken breeds. We also have Franklin, who is a Narragansett turkey. So Narragansett turkeys, as you may have guessed, was named after, or kind of created in the Narragansett, Rhode Island area of New England. It is believed that the breed was kind of developed or created in the early 1600s. Combination of colonists, thank you. Colonists combining wild North American turkeys with other turkeys that they had brought with them. Most likely a turkey called the Norfolk black turkey. They didn't really become popular until the mid-1800s. At that time, it's believed that there were flocks of like 100 to 200 of these birds walking around. These guys do really well free range because they're really good at finding they like bugs and grubs and crickets and worms and things like that. That's his jam. Let's see, they became most popular in the 1800s throughout the Midwest and throughout New England. However, like a lot of heritage breeds, like I said, they're an endangered breed now. They lost interest in the early 1900s over the standardized bronze turkey. It's a slightly different breed. It's going to be a little bit larger than these guys. And now we don't have a lot of heritage breed turkeys because they take longer to mature than a lot of your broad-breasted birds. Those are the types of turkeys that you're going to be buying in your grocery store most likely because they develop faster. Those birds are usually harvested about 16 to 22 weeks. What is that, like 3 months? 4 months? And then these guys don't mature until like 30 weeks. So you have to wait a lot longer, so you have to put a lot more resources into them before you can harvest them for their meat. Let's see, shout out if you guys have any questions about turkeys. That's about my, I could not really find, there's not much record keeping on this breed. So I couldn't find an accurate population today. I know there are some farmers that try to breed these guys to keep this breed alive. But like I said, it's hard with some of the heritage breed if there's not a demand for it. It's harder to keep those breeds alive. So that's one of Franklin's duties, is to educate people about heritage breeds and Narragansett turkeys. We can talk a little bit. Franklin himself is a year and a half old now. So he is still maturing a little bit. He's as big as he's going to get. He's about 10 kilograms, so that's just over 20 pounds. So he does weigh as much as he does. He looks really big right now, but he's all fluffed up. But you can see this is all fluff. He's all fluffed up. So he's only just over 20 pounds. As he gets older, let's see if he lets me, I don't know if he'll let me do it. So that piece of skin hanging over the top of his nose is called a snood. So as he gets older, that will drop down to one side of his beak. And then the other cool thing about male turkeys, you show off your beard. This is a turkey beard. He doesn't want to show it off right now. Maybe Eric can zoom around and get a good look at it. So hanging down in between his breast feathers is a turkey beard. And that will continue to grow a little bit longer and grow out. Otherwise, he's pretty much a mature turkey.
You and Sarah were on the same wavelength because she asked how much he weighs, like right as you.
Right as I was saying, yeah. So
yeah,
Franklin is about 10. We weigh our animals in kilograms here. So he weighs about 10 kilograms. That comes to just over like 20 pounds. So like I said, he's about as big as he's gonna get now because he's a year and a half old. I think he's a handsome fella too. That's why we're kind of stuck. We were taking him for a walk and we kind of got stuck in front of the Zoo Lab glass windows. He likes to look at himself in the windows. I'm actually surprised he's not like chirping at himself in the glass. We were just up. Let's see if I can direct him. I don't know if he'll go up the stairs. He'll go down the stairs. I don't know if he'll go up. So you see, this is actually just an old broom. It was a broom that broke. But now it's my turkey guiding stick. He's pretty good about it usually, but he has a hard time leaving his reflection. We'll see if I can get him to go back up by the glass, by the wolves. One of our wolves and he like to look at each other through the glass up there.
Rebecca wants to know what his lifespan is.
His lifespan, it's kind of hard to say. Like, were he at a traditional farm, he would have been harvested for food already at this point. However, he will probably live, I believe lifespan, keep going, go. I believe lifespan is 10-ish, 8 to 10 probably for these guys. Will you go up the stairs? Good boy.
Tamara wants to know why he is fluffed up.
Because he's excited. He's going on a walk. He's showing off his feathers.
And then Dominic wants to know why they have a beard. What's the purpose of the beard?
I think it's one of those just, I don't know that there's a purpose other than to make himself look fine. I don't know if there's a purpose for it.
A lot of
Did that wind scare you? Go under the wolf.
A lot of male animals will get extra
plumage?
Skin or plumage.
Yeah.
So that they can show off to the females.
Right.
And the females...
There's Alohi. See, Alohi came to look.
The females like to...
Hey, Alohi.
Breed with the males that are healthy enough to...
Oh, Franklin's going to go check them out.
Have extra plumage.
He's got to show off.
What you doing?
And look good for the ladies.
Yes. So that's why a lot of animals get those funky things, long tail feathers.
See,
and stuff.
He's doing something else too. He's making himself look big and scary and showing off. I don't know if you guys can hear that on the camera. He sounds kind of like a drum. He's got, this is all air sac down here. So he puffs that out to make himself look bigger. No, he may not do it. Alohi walked away. He was making himself, there he goes. He's looking for the wolf again.
Pam wants to know, are there differences between this species of turkey and wild turkeys?
Yes, wild turkeys are going to be a little bit bigger than him, so he's a crossbreed between a domestic turkey. Historically, this breed of turkey is a crossbreed between wild turkeys, or the wild turkeys we had in the 1600s, and a Norfolk black domesticated turkey. So that's why he has very similar plumage to what we have as wild turkeys in the area. But yes, they're different.
We did have a flock of turkeys that was hanging out in the park last summer. And
they were hanging out over at Parkview Pub across the street. They were hanging out in our parking lot. And that was when Franklin was still kind of learning his boundaries in the goat yard, and he would hop the fence to go talk to people all the time. And we would get calls a lot. Do you have all your turkeys?
Yes. Oh, he just said that drum. Stephanie missed how long they live.
I believe this breed is like 8 to 10, but like I said, usually turkeys are, it's hard with like poultry like this. They usually get harvested before then.
Oh, there was the drum. The birds that you eat are
Less than a year old, probably.
are bred to grow very quickly and put a
Yeah.
lot of meat on in a short amount of time. So they're not like if you get a broiler chicken as a pet and it's like 4 months old, it's most of its lifespan is gone because they're
Yeah.
not bred to live very long. Rebecca, do turkeys fly?
They fly to a certain extent, yes. I mean, they're big, heavy birds, but they can fly, yes.
And Kathy missed how much he weighed.
He weighs 10 kilograms or just over 20 pounds.
A lot of people very impressed with how handsome he is.
I think he's very handsome, too.
He
Are you
is.
so handsome, Franklin? I'm trying to get him to gobble.
Wild turkeys are
Gobble, gobble?
good.
You gonna do it, Franklin? Of course, now that you're on camera and I want you to do it, you're not gonna do it. People laugh at me because I can be like walking along the back drive or and I'll go,
There
and
we
he'll
go.
do that. Good job, Franklin.
From across the zoo.
I can do that just about anywhere within earshot of the goat yard and he will respond to me. I'm working on, I bet a lot of you viewers know who Henry is, the salmon-crested cockatoo that lives by the owls across from the otters when it's warm enough for him. And I'm trying to teach him, he's done it correctly once for me. I go, what does Franklin say? And Henry will go, and he'll respond. I'm working on it. I'm trying to get Henry and Franklin to talk to each other. Any other questions? Otherwise, I did some history research this morning and looked up some fun general turkey facts.
Yeah, let's learn about Thanksgiving and turkey.
So I learned I looked up some history of Thanksgiving and turkeys and how it relates to our holiday celebrations here. So I looked it up, and that we consider what the very first Thanksgiving feast, what we consider that, historians consider that happened in 1621. And there were actually no mentions of the colonists and Native Americans having a turkey at that feast, which I thought was interesting since that's kind of synonymous to our Thanksgiving dinners now is you think turkey.
And you would have thought that'd be a common thing for them to eat.
You would think that would be a common thing for them to eat back then. But they weren't as common and they weren't as easy to hunt. So there was mention of the Pilgrims bringing wild fowl to that dinner. But that was probably most likely ducks and geese, not turkey. So I did some more research and I was like, so how did turkeys become a Thanksgiving feast meal? And it wasn't, I did not know this. Eric knew this because he's smart. I did not know which president declared, this should be a good question.
Let's see if anybody can figure it out.
Does anybody know, without Googling it, don't cheat, which president declared Thanksgiving a national holiday? So I'll go back a little bit while we wait for answers there, is that it wasn't uncommon before then to have big celebrations for harvest. So that was kind of a day of Thanksgiving. But it wasn't a national declared holiday. So there would be lots of families gathering for feasts and things like that, but we didn't have a specific national holiday like we do today. Oh, I almost gave the year away, and that might have been...
Yeah, Rebecca guessed Roosevelt.
Oh, yeah, that's a good guess.
Neither one is correct, neither Roosevelt.
Neither Roosevelt, yeah.
Yeah, and as an aside, Canada has a Thanksgiving, but it's in October.
Yes.
So they do theirs a month
They do
early.
their month earlier. But so I'll go back. So a president would declare like a random day of Thanksgiving celebration, but like I said, it wasn't a national holiday. They would just celebrate harvest. So it would happen in the fall, I think, like a lot of times, but there wasn't a specific date like we have today. Turkeys became popular, this might give you a clue, in the mid-1800s as a celebration feast item because they were large enough to feed large family gatherings. But they don't serve another purpose on a farm. Like chickens, you get eggs from chickens. So you want to keep them around until they stop laying. You usually don't harvest chickens until they stop laying eggs for you. You don't want to harvest your cow because you get your milk from your cow, right? And turkeys used to be a lot less common than pigs, so people would have pork on a regular basis. So that was turkeys became a kind of a special occasion use item. Any other guesses yet?
Nope, no other guesses.
All right, so I'm going to give it away. So it wasn't until Abraham Lincoln in 1863 declared Thanksgiving a official national holiday. Yeah.
We're back.
Very connected. So in 1863, Abraham Lincoln declared Thanksgiving an official national holiday, and it was in the following years that turkeys kind of took
flight? That's not what you're trying to say.
That's not what I was trying to say. Gained popularity.
There you go.
As a celebration feast. I also found a fun quote, and it kind of works since Alexander Hamilton is so popular right now. Mm-hmm. I found a good quote from him. He said, "No citizen of the U.S. shall refrain from turkey on Thanksgiving Day." And I think it was about that time. That was before Thanksgiving was declared a national holiday. But I read that that came from, it wasn't, turkey weren't as accessible as they are today. Obviously, we can just go to the grocery store and buy some. And the early I'm guessing years now. Whenever Alexander Hamilton said that, I think it was more out of, you had to go to the farm and get a harvest, and people would carry them over to homes and stuff like that. So I think he was very passionate about making turkeys accessible for all families. That was my fun history lesson that I dived into.
Tamara says she might not eat turkey again. Franklin is awesome. I wanted to point out, look at how pale his
hair has changed a little bit.
And his snood have become.
Yep. So I do call them a little bit of a mood ring. So I think he's becoming a little more blue because he's excited.
Pam and...
He's very patriotic. It's usually blue, white, or red.
Pam and Michaela both wanted to know how many eggs they lay and how many babies they can have at one time.
Ooh, that's a good question. We don't have a female anymore. We just have Franklin. So, I don't know. I want to say That's a good question. I don't know, because I know it's not as often as chickens lay.
Yeah,
I think that's why farmers used to, your chickens are more valuable, and that's why they started harvesting turkeys for Thanksgiving. Like I said, they didn't serve another purpose on the farm. I want to say Alohi's coming back to check us out. The wolf is coming back. Oh, maybe not. Did you try? There he is.
Nope, he's coming.
I wish you guys right before we started our live, he was over here. This is Dad Alohi in the window. But one of the younger boys came up to the glass and he was bouncing. He was bouncing like pups when they're trying to get people to play. And then Franklin gobbled and he scared the wolf and he ran away. He might gobble for you.
Okay. We have a turkey, but he doesn't pump up that often. And he's not all black. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a Narragansett turkey. Can you gobble it, Franklin? He's like, I don't know that wolf. I don't want to draw attention to the wolf.
Well, if next week is Thanksgiving, okay, we got one more question, and then I'll do my segue. Aubrey wants to know how long their feathers are and if they keep growing.
So they will lose their plumage and they will grow back. He's got different feathers or different lengths. Like these ones on his back. Let me think. These ones on his back. They're about the length of my hand. Ooh, sorry, my skin is super dry. He's like, bye. You can see from the back how long his tail feathers are.
Yeah, those are pretty
He's
long.
He's shaking his tail feather. I think this is where that shake your tail feather came from. He likes to swing his tail around.
Last I heard, Big Bird from Sesame Street was made out of turkey feathers.
Oh, that makes sense.
Dyed turkey feathers.
thought for a second he was going to try to roost up there.
All right, so Thanksgiving is next week. That must
Yep.
mean that Christmas
Christmas is right around the corner.
So that also means it's almost time for wild lights.
Yeah, we're getting ready.
So we got some lights up. We got some lights up over here. So it's coming quick. We're decorating. And that'll be at the December 4th and 5th. And
I see.
All right.
I wrote that. Let me look it up
I
real
know,
fast.
we didn't
I didn't write it down. I wrote down my Thanksgiving facts and I forgot to write down wildlife facts.
we're starting to plug it now because it's going to be
Yeah,
awesome.
you can. I believe it's the same way that we did Spooktacular, so you can call and make reservations so that we can make it safe for everybody and limit the number of people that we have here on the grounds.
Yeah. And everybody stay safe so we can get more people on grounds. We want these restrictions lifted. So if everybody can do your best to not catch COVID, we can get more people out at the zoo. So you'll get a time.
I got it. So we've got Wild Lights will be held on 2 weekends this year, 4th and 5th, and the 11th and the 12th from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. We won't have any vendors or contact games and activities like we have in previous years, but I believe they're doing some sort of a goodie bag again, maybe, possibly.
Probably.
I don't know.
I think you'll be able to
And
see
we have all
Santa,
of our beautiful. Yep, we have Santa.
but you won't be able to meet him or sit on his lap. But
But you'll be able to
see
take
him.
pictures with him. I think he's going to be hanging out in the hospital this year.
Yep, he'll be
through
behind
through
glass.
that big, beautiful glass window.
But yeah, we've already got some lights up. We're gonna have the luminarias out again this year.
Uh-huh.
So it'll be outdoors. It'll be a lot of fun. So as it gets closer, we'll do another live
Yep.
to show people what's going
As we've got
on.
more lights up,
He keeps moving.
he's dancing for us.
He's excited.
He is excited.
So we will go on and get out of here. Thanks for watching. And we'll probably skip next week since it's such a crazy week.
Yeah,
with
we'll be getting ready.
Thanksgiving.
We'll be here on Thanksgiving morning, but
Yes.
we'll be getting on Wednesday, the day before. We'll be making extra diets and stuff so that we can go home and eat some Thanksgiving as well.
Watch the Facebook page. We'll announce when our next live is going to be, and you can ask us more questions about what's going on here.
Yeah. Thanks for joining today, guys.
See you guys later.
Say bye, Franklin.